with the other van. I got to put all this together on this van so I can take it to the auction and sell it for whatever it goes for, so I can get some money back for it. Obviously I used some of the parts that I needed, and it's gonna go on the auction as is, but it's gonna be run and drive. So let's put this thing together and take it to the auction. So I had to stop by a quick junkyard to get some parts for the other van because I wanted to put it together completely. So I decided to get the door, loaded the door in here, hood fender, headlight, a couple brackets here and there, and decided to take the headliner with me from the truck. If you guys remember, I had the airbag deployed on the truck, so I had to take the headliner off, change the airbags. So now I gotta take the headliner to the shop so they can fix it, reupholster it, and then so I can finally install it in the truck and get it finished up. So there's that. Here's some parts right there for the Transit, a couple Transits there, a few here and there. So let's load this up real quick, take it back home, and finish up the other van. And just like that, it's up, ready to go. Some people were wondering why I bought this one and not the hard shell. For me, this one works the best because I do need to take it down and up a bunch of times. Depends on what I'm hauling or loading, whatever. In this case, I took it down, loaded the door up because it's pretty tall, laid it down, covered it. I don't store stuff in the back, so for me it doesn't matter. But for me, it just makes it more usable, and if I need to cover something, it's covered, you know, from wind or rain. But other than that, all right, let's get home and put the parts back on the van and get that van finished.
A few moments later.
All right, guys, and the parts van is finished. I put on all the parts that I could on this van. The front grille and the bumper was removed from this van, which is now fixed. 100% ready to go. I'm gonna go get AC refilled. But pretty much this van is, I got a door for it. Mirror I had to put on this van because it didn't have a mirror. I still have to pick up the little trim piece from the guy who has the other parts, and then put it on this one, and then take this van to the auction. I picked up the headlight, the hood, all the good stuff. Charges up the batteries. It drives, runs, pretty much everything's good. So if somebody's gonna buy it, they're gonna have a run and drive van, just pretty much rolled over. That needs a lot of work. So anyways, I'm gonna get AC done. I'm gonna go to DMV, get VIN verified, brake and light inspection, get that done, and then finalize the paperwork for the DMV, and then wife can finally drive it. This is going to be my first test drive actually as well, and driving to AC. So we'll see how this drives to the place. I'm going to make sure everything is working good before I give it to the wife. I still have to test the back freezer part. I'm not sure how that works, but I'm going to look up the manual and see exactly how that works. So driving the van, I get a little funny sound on the right there. It's going to start right about now. If you can hear that, I think it's a little piece of metal, maybe dust shield is maybe bent a little bit and hitting the rotor itself when I'm driving. And it seems like the faster I go, the louder and faster it gets. And I'm guessing that's what it is. So when I get home, I'm gonna have to remove one of the tires and one of the wheels and take a look and see what it could be. Basically, it's only doing that when I'm only moving. It could also be something maybe touching the drive shaft, but I don't think so. but I'll check that out when I get home. It doesn't seem to be that big of a deal, just something touching something else that's moving. So I'm gonna get the AC refilled. And then when I'll get home, I'll check it out and see what it is. So just got home, got the AC refilled, and realized there's another problem. The fan, when I turn on the AC, it starts blowing and then it stops working. So I'm wondering if it's a blower relay or the actual blower motor that's messed up. So when I turn it on, it blows cold air, but then it stops after a few seconds. Let me see if it does it now. Like right now, it doesn't even turn on at all. But when I was driving, it would turn on and off by itself, and doesn't really matter what I do, it just kind of does its own thing. So I'm wondering if it could be this switch. Maybe it is this switch. Let's see. No, I got nothing now. So it could be this switch. This whole panel right here is like it's one big switch. So I'm wondering if it's that. So I'll try that, and then there's a relay on the motor on the bottom there. I'm gonna try to get to that and see if I can test that out if it's that. So I'm gonna try to play with this and try to figure out what the problem is. It's either this relay or the motor. I'm gonna go ahead and play with this and see if I can figure out the problem. All right, see you guys in just a bit. Nope, still nothing. All right, be right back. So I finally found the problem. It wasn't a panel, the switch panel. I tried the other panel and I had the same issue. Then I thought maybe it was the motor. After trying to unplug a bunch of, there's I believe there's one right there, one right there, one on top there. There's actually, I think, 4. This one, there's a 4th one. 5th one was right here. So there's 5 plugs in here, and I wasn't sure which one would be. There was I think a relay of some sort that basically controls the fan speed. And in my case, it would only work when I turn on to number 4, and even then it would turn on, turn off. So basically it seems like it wasn't really consistent. It was just kind of doing its thing. The motor is on the bottom, which you get from there's 3 screws on the bottom which you remove and it comes out. So I figured I might as well try that. It was a little bit easier to remove the motor to try, and I swapped the motors from the other van and had the same issue as well. And so then I finally, after doing some research on Google for different parts, I actually found the part that controls the speeds, and this is the part right here. It's that guy, and basically it controls, let's see, right here, it controls the speed 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the fan. And in my case, it was working only on 4 and barely at that. So I figured this was the part that was failing. I just wasn't sure exactly which plug it was over here. And basically it sits right here. I'll show you in a second. I'll put it in so you get an idea how it sits. And then it plugs in from the top. And I couldn't get the stupid screw out. The way it sits in there, this foam piece right here, right there, it doesn't bend in. I think this is actually part of the core of the heater. So I had to make a stupid tool. I had to use like a 8mm ratchet, and I don't have anything smaller than this. And then basically now I kind of have enough room to squeeze right in there, barely, even with that. See, as you can see, the foam is not really given enough room to fit in there. But anyways, I'll be able to tighten that and then plug it in and give it a test run. And it should work just fine with no issues. I think that's the thing that kind of cools off when the fan is on, and it burns off after a certain amount of miles. So let me fix that up real quick and test the AC, make sure it works on all 4 settings. So before I'm gonna put the motor in, I'm gonna make sure that it works just fine. Let's see, let's turn it on real quick. And then, so it wasn't working when I turned it on 1 at all, 2 or 3, only at 4. So we'll do it on 1 real quick. So there we go. That's on 1. 2 is spinning faster. Got 3 and 4. All right, so I guess that fixed that problem. Now I'm gonna put the motor back in, put this panel back in, and get to that one noise that I was having in the front. So I'll probably take off the wheel and double check, make sure nothing is rubbing, and try to find that problem. So I took the front wheel off, thinking that's what the problem was. I looked at all the things that are moving. No scraping sounds here. Seems like it's all good, nothing bent. And then I went underneath the van, and that's where I found the problem. And there you have it. The drive shaft was rubbing right there. I kind of bend it out a little bit so you guys can see, but I'll bend it out some more. So I mean, that should be fine. I think it was probably bent with the forklift when it was getting loaded or whatnot. But other than that, it should be good. That was the area that was rubbing. So that should be it. That would be the 2 problems that I had. Found out today and got those taken care of. So once again, guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe. If you got any questions, let me know in the comments below. And we'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.